This is Discord user Slappywhyte, and I'm here with Texhooper at BPX Break Room. And Tex, quite a theatrical tease for the next Wonders of the First, eh?
Yeah, it's pretty wild. We got some big names coming into Call of the Stones.
That's right, there are. All right, so obviously we've got Draco Malfoy, who's right on the cover, and that
Hmm.
is going to be front and center. So it looks like he's going to be the showman. He's going to be the Ken Griffey of Wonders for this set coming up. All right, what are your initial thoughts, Tex?
I think it's awesome. I think it's really wild that they're bringing in some actors to embody these characters and push the game forward, get a bigger spotlight on it. I think it's going to be really wild to have these guys in there. And from what I hear and what Frenchie says, it seems like Tom Felton is 100% behind this. It sounds like he's going to be doing a lot of publicity and stuff around it. It looks like he's going to be maybe even possibly showing up at some tournaments. Who
Right.
knows? But yeah, it just sounds like there's a lot going on behind this.
All right. Well, speaking of what Frenchie did tease, so there was an announcement in the Wonders of the First Discord. We'll drop that in the video if you're not a member of the Wonders of the First Discord. If you're a Magic the Gathering person, you definitely want to check this out. Get involved in a game that I think you're going to have a lot of fun in, have interest in. So if you're a Magic person, check out the link below, join the Discord, learn a little bit more. All right. So what did Frenchie say? He said Draco Malfoy? Nope. Valen Voss. I want to share a few things with you all before and Creative begins spilling the news. One, Tom Felton of Draco Malfoy fame is joining us in the lead role for Call of the Stones as Valen Voss. Two, he is a Stone Seeker, new type of wonder. Three, you will see that he needs story tokens to realize his full power. I know Tex is a collector, so he'll need story tokens, i.e. Tex needs story tokens to collect. Number four, powerful he is. Wait until you see what story tokens can do. 5, he is not alone. There are other stone seekers. A few thoughts, Frenchie says, I believe the addition of folks with existing fan bases will help us grow significantly in 2026. And clearly, this character is from Harry Potter, one of the most successful franchises of all time, and a huge following. And more than that, Tex alluded to this. Frenchie writes, Tom is excited to be on board. He was genuinely thrilled learning the game. He's with us for multiple sets. So again, not just for Call of the Stones. He's going to be here longer and will
Yeah.
help us. So if you want his rookie card, right, this is the set to get it. He's with us for multiple sets and will help tell his large following about us. His face and resume will help send strong social signals about what we are building. Think about it. We have one of the most prolific game designers of all time, Brian Tinsman, combined with engaged guest stars, large built-in followings, and nothing here breaks our world. Valen Voss is our character in our Wonders of the Verse universe. He's not SpongeBob. He fits. He belongs. That's, by the way, that's a knock against Magic and others.
Yeah.
We're gonna do
Subtle dig there by Slappy or by
Frenchie.
Frenchie.
That's right. And Frenchie goes on, just like loving or hating a character during a movie, Wonders will work the same way. The only time you ever see the name Tom Felton or another guest star is on the little autograph certification below their signature if you are lucky enough to pull an auto card. Autos will be rare and special, capitalized by Frenchie. The vast majority of Stone Seekers will never pull one themselves. But when you do, we hope you love and cherish it. If you don't, that's what makes a CCG so much fun. Trade it for what you want. I believe there will be takers, but that's up to the market. If you see our ads in the wild, please drop a like, a thoughtful comment. It helps the algorithm and helps new folks get feedback from real collectors and players versus the AI will be the end of us mob. More to come. All right. So, Tex, any thoughts on that announcement?
Yeah, just like I said, it sounds really wild. It sounds like they're definitely have their eye on the future of this game. They know, how the story and the game is going to progress over several iterations of the game, several more series of the game. So it sounds like they're making they have a roadmap in place and they're making a big step forward down that roadmap. And I think come February, it's going to get pretty wild in the Wonders community.
Okay, and so let's see. Let's talk about who's not in that announcement. But if you look at the artwork that's revealed, it's more than just Tom Felton, right?
It is, yes.
All right, let's
It's
start. No, wait. Let's start with
okay.
give people the second tier. The second tier.
The second tier
Yes.
is Arnold Vosloo, who is the actor from the Mummy movies. He played the mummy in those movies. He will have a card and be a character. Moving forward in this, he will also be signing, and along with him,
Wait,
and
hold on. Let's not go further. All
okay,
right.
okay,
So I
one at a
want to know.
time.
You're a huge movie person. There's
I
few
am.
people who are bigger movie buffs than you. Did you know Did you know the name Arnold Vosloo before today? Be honest. Or before last
Yes,
night dinner? You did.
yes, yeah.
If I had said, "What's the name of the guy who played the mummy?" You'd be like, "Oh, that's Arnie Vosloo."
It may have taken me a little bit to come up with it, but yeah, I would have got it.
Okay.
It's a very it's a distinct name.
Okay. Now, and by the way, when I say second tier, I'm not throwing shade on him at all. I will
No,
just say,
he's
I'll just say not everybody knows his actor name. Everybody knows the character. I certainly know
mhm,
who he is.
yeah.
But I just might not come out with his first name as opposed to the next name you were just going to share that we also know about. And who is that?
That would be one Ben Affleck from Good Will Hunting fame, Oscar winner, I might add, Ben Affleck.
Or should you say Dunkin' Donuts fame, Ben Affleck?
Dunkin', I'm the mayor of Dunkin'.
uh,
Yeah, Ben Affleck. I mean, come on, it's ridiculous that Ben Affleck is going to have a character in this game and be autographing cards. That's insane. I wonder? Let me do something really quick. Is Ben Affleck
you're gonna
on
look
a
and see.
card?
You want to see if he has any auto cards out there because, of course,
I do.
Tex came to me originally in the old days, and what he said is, he said, by the way, thanks, Capricorn joining us in here. And he said, Stone Seekers looking wild. So, Tex, one thing to share is that Block Packs, of course, the company kind of behind Wonders of the First, they had a Beyonce card in their marketplace. And Tex is like,
They did.
we've got to get this Beyonce card. So we've got a Beyonce. If we could get a Jennifer Lopez and a Ben Affleck card, right?
Yeah. Although our Ben and Jen, I think they're on the outs now, aren't
Yeah,
they?
they are. Well, they say
Oh, okay.
they say they get along really great now that they're not together. All right, did you find any Ben Affleck cards currently?
Their Pop Century has a Ben Affleck card, but I do not see any autographed Ben Affleck cards.
Wow. So this could be not only is it Ben Affleck, it could be his first. That's insane. If it's his first autograph card.
Yeah, this will be. Well, actually, hang on. Well, I see a Pop Century card from Leaf that is like a 3-star autograph that has Ben Affleck on it as one of the autographs, but it's not a Ben Affleck card per se.
Yeah.
So yeah, doing my quick search, I see no cards that Ben Affleck has autographed.
You'll have to do some research and see about that first. All right. So a couple of things. Tex, you're not a player, you're a collector. Now, you talked about the fact that you can't handle both Boba and Wonders, and you had to pick. And so
financially, I can't handle
because you went with Boba just because you're more sports and you don't play TCG. It's not that you don't love the product. And so let me ask you this. Does this move the needle? Like, again, you're a big movie person. Does this move the needle as a collector any more back towards Wonder? Like, for instance, do you have any Call of the Stone boxes coming to you? Those are serialized advantage boxes, otherwise known as dragon boxes. Do you have any for the Call of the Stones coming?
I do. I have a couple coming.
Okay. Will you sell those? Since you're out of Wonders, are you willing to sell them now, or do you want to collect one to keep, or do you want to have one to rip?
At this point, I'm considering ripping both because even though I'm not necessarily collecting Wonders and I'm not really a player of the game at this point, I still want to collect it. Like, I would still love to have an autograph Ben Affleck. I would love to have all 3 autograph cards. And I mean, there may be more autograph cards coming.
No. Wait. Yes. You left the big part of the box out, which you can see on the screen here. It is Tom Felton, Arnie Vosloo, Ben Affleck,
His
and
friends call him
more.
Arnie.
And more.
Yeah, and more.
So the question is, like, of course, this is the mock-up of the artwork. Like, when you're trying to get people to buy it on the shelves, you put your biggest stars so people are likely to buy it. But this could just be the artwork to give us a sneak peek. That might not be
Mhm.
the final artwork. The other thing is
Whoa,
maybe you don't put that. So the biggest, there could be even bigger stars. Like there's
there
another
could be.
Arnie, Arnold Schwarzenegger. What if he's in it? I mean, he's made for wonders. When you think about all the powerful characters and wonders,
Yes, yeah, yeah. He could be a god of some kind.
and there's got to be
Yeah.
some famous voice in How to Train a Dragon. Was that real or was that animated? I can't remember.
Both. They have
Okay.
a animated version was first, and now they have a real
Okay.
version.
Okay. How to Train it. Like, imagine getting a actor from that and like
Yeah,
being part of this with all the dragons we have.
yeah. There's a million superhero movies, and there's a million actors that they could draw from to include in this thing and make heroes out of, or make uh, warriors or wizards or whatever they want.
Right.
They could even take a dragon, give it a voice of a famous
Right.
actor,
Right.
and
So,
let an actor represent one of the dragons.
so Tex, I cut you off though. You want to collect one of every autograph that comes out of this.
I would like to, yeah, as a
Yeah.
collector, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I'd probably like to put a set together to go and
Yeah.
continue the set.
Yeah. Okay. And so Tex, which orbitals are these guys going to be from?
Well, if I had to guess, I would say that it looks like our friend Tom Felton here is going to be from. Oh my God, I can't. There's Heliosynth. There, help me name him. I
Sulfera?
can't remember. It's been a
Yeah.
while.
Are you thinking he's going to be from Sulfera?
No, not Sulfera, not
You don't think he'll come?
Heliosynth.
You don't think he'll come from Sulfera? You know what I'm doing right now? I've got a ton of Wonders cards on my desk right now, and I'm trying to think to myself. I'm like, which orb are these guys most likely to come from? And I'm
Right.
thinking that's what I would do. But I'm thinking though, which one? Like, let's think about Heliosynth. So let me ask you any of these. I'm thinking Heliosynth is kind of deserty. So I'm thinking Arnie Vosloo. When you think the Mummy,
Yes.
Egypt is like, is that not where? Let's go for the easy one. Text first. Is that not where he's going to come from?
You would think, yeah. It seems most likely he would be coming from the desert planet. Although he could be Sulfara, because
Okay.
that's a kind of a desolate, rocky, volcanic area. He could
Well,
come from that. We don't want to stereotype him too much that, just because he's the Mummy, he's got to come from the desert.
right. Well, yeah. Okay. So what do we have up? We've got Heliosynth, which is kind of like, and I think Tom comes from Heliosynth.
See, I think Tom comes from Boundless, and I think that Ben Affleck's character will come from Heliosynth.
No, Tom's not coming from Boundless. You
You
think
don't think so?
you think Ben Affleck comes from Heliosynth?
I would say Heliosynth if I had to guess.
Okay. Well, the other thing is, like, of course, Thalwyn. We haven't mentioned Thalwyn. I think, yeah, I'm just not sure about Sulfera. And like, somebody's gonna have to come from there, right? And then
Well, I mean, I'm just looking at his artwork here on the box. Again, we don't know if this is, a final version of his artwork or where along the
right.
process this is, but it seems very, spacey and futuristic. And so that kind of leads me to
Okay. And
Boundless.
so when it comes to Umbrathine, oh wait, hold on. Capricorn just
Uh-oh.
spilled the beans for it.
Oh,
And
what happened?
for those who are not following Capricorn on YouTube, we'll drop that in as well. Of course, he's one of the leading creators of Wonders of the First. He always knows what's going on. And he said a Discord post confirm Arnie is Umbrathine. Umbrathine. I was just
Wow.
going to say, we're not talking about Umbrathine.
That's amazing. Wow. So his character is going to be very dark and mysterious.
You know, it's interesting is that Capricorn brings up a great point. He said, I think they need to walk the line carefully. Some celebrities could seem out of place, but their choices so far seem perfect. And
Mhm.
that's interesting, Tex, is that if they get somebody who's too strong of a personality, you could get I could see a Samuel Jackson or not like they kind of would change the feel of the entire, like what we perceive. Like it's almost like the Wonders universe is like a book you've read, right? It's everybody who walks
Mhm.
into a movie theater and says, this is a bad, why is it a bad movie? Because it's not the world you envisioned when you read it. So we've all created these worlds of Wonders of the First. And to a certain extent, it's collective, right? There's a community view of these different orbs. But if you
Mhm.
get this strong character, that's a good point that Capricorn brings up. Tex, who would be somebody too strong for you for this universe? It would just bowl over current waves. Like name an actor
Um,
that would be too much.
The Rock.
The Rock. All right, Chet, Frenchie's right now like shaking in his bones. He's like, crap. He's like, cancel that contract with The Rock.
Tom Cruise? Tom Cruise, I think would be a bridge too far.
You know what's funny? I think Tom Cruise. It's funny at first with The Rock because he's such a well-known actor. I was thinking you're right, but I think better when you said Tom Cruise, because you know what's the difference between those? Tom Cruise seems like he has a team that manages every aspect, so he looks perfect, and nothing wrong with that. Like he's got the money and he's got a brand and he's managing it. The Rock, and like I was involved in politics, and I know a lot of what you see is like they're meant to look like everyday people. But those videos of Rock like driving around Hollywood and he pulls up next to the tour bus and he goes, "Hey,
Yeah,
that's The Rock's house right there." He's like, "Hey, you want to take
yeah,
a photo? Like he genuinely seems like that just doesn't seem he seems like he loves people. Like he loves doing that stuff. So I would
yeah,
say The Rock, if you're like, this is the world we created that you're now a part of, I could see The Rock being like, just like his wrestling days, The Rock becomes
he he
that.
transforms.
Yeah. Like, but Tom Cruise is not going to be like, okay, my
No,
product is
Tom Cruise is Tom Cruise, no
yeah,
matter where Tom Cruise is.
yeah,
And I guarantee you, Tom Cruise has no idea that magic exists, that this exists, that any of this stuff exists. Tom
magic
Cruise
exists.
literally lives in his own little world. I don't even think he carries a cell phone on him because he has people that do that for him, and
Right.
he
Right.
is just in his own tiny
Well,
little bubble.
that would be crazy, by the way, if Tom Cruise. I could see him. I could see him more than The Rock actually being one of the celebrities.
Really?
Yeah, that Jeff would get. But
Well, the goal with this is though is that when you look at Tom Felton in Wonders of the First, you want to see his character. You don't want to go, oh, that's Tom Felton there. Oh, that's
yeah,
Draco Malfoy. You want to say that is, oh my God, that's him from Wonders of the First.
right.
And, he's, what is his character's name? I'm trying to think how to pronounce it.
Oh, Draco
It's,
Malfoy.
no,
What?
no, no. His character in Wonders.
Oh, the what a character is Wonders is that is
What's his name going to be in Wonders?
it's gonna be Voss. It's gonna be, let's see, it's gonna be Valen Voss.
Valen Voss. Okay,
Valen Voss.
that's weird that I'm getting him confused with Vosloo, the other
Yeah,
actor. But
it is. Well,
yeah,
because it's the
so
first three
you
letters
want to
of
look at that box and you want to see Valen Voss. You don't want to
right,
see Draco Malfoy.
right.
So that's the big challenge with
Well,
Wonders, and I think they can get there with this with
and
all
we
these characters.
we appreciate everybody watching BPX Break Room featuring Wonders of the First, the big announcement about celebrities coming to the Wonders of the First collectible card game. And it's interesting to do that. We talked about the announcement briefly where Magic the Gathering says we're going to do a SpongeBob set. And then, they become part of the universe, but you've got to incorporate SpongeBob. And so what's great, well, at least I think it's great for those who have followed Jeff French, the creator behind Wonders of the First, along with Brian Tinsman, is he thinks like nobody else. And it's just amazing the way his mind goes. And so he's attempting to bring over the Harry Potter audience without the baggage of having to be everything Harry Potter. And so this is his attempt. Like Tom has I haven't looked at his Twitter account to see how many people he has he's following, and like who knows on Insta. But what do you think the chances are? I'm going to look up the Twitter following, but you tell me, Tex, what do you think the chances are 1% of his following checks out the Wonders and actually buys something?
I think 1% is possible. I think
1%.
is
Okay.
possible. Well, how many followers does he have?
So take a guess on Twitter. How many do you think?
I'm going to say probably a million.
Yeah, you were about to go higher, but then you thought
I
better.
was
2.9.
Oh, I was going to go 2.
I know you were. You were going to say but he was just short of 3 million.
Hi.
So
yeah, 1% of 3 million. Yeah, I think we can definitely get 1% of
okay,
3 million people that would
now
at least check it out.
the kids care more about Insta, and so how many do you think he has on Insta?
You are so hip.
Yeah,
On Instagram,
Insta. Yep,
what that was Twitter. He had almost 3 million on.
yep.
I'm gonna say Insta is less. I'll say 1.5 million.
11.8.
Million?
14.7 million followers just on those two.
Oh my god.
14.7 million people are going to be introduced to Wonders of the First sometime in the next 4 months. 14,
That's
and that's I didn't go to Facebook or like wherever else he's got his social or TikTok. Like I didn't go to TikTok. Like
right, right.
so we're talking over 15 million people are going down. Whoosh, and this isn't just like, God, who was it? There was somebody famous. She used to, maybe one of the Kardashians. She'd be like, "Oh, I'm wearing this Coach purse today,"
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
they'd put the link, but it was like a one-off. Like Tom's going to be doing more than that. Like this isn't just a one-off product he's going to mention. So 15 million people. I mean, if you think about it, like if you said to somebody, "I want to advertise to 15 million people," you'd be like, "All right, here's your budget. We're going to spend
Yeah,
3.2 million." So
yeah.
whatever they're spending on Tom, I don't know what it is, but accessing his 15 million followers.
Yeah, it seems like a well worth the value of whatever he costs to
All right.
reach 15 million people.
Okay, so this can't be the official one. Is that
Arnold Vosloo?
no? Oh gosh, no. I was going to Ben Affleck. It's like I don't think.
I don't know if he does a lot of social media.
Yeah,
I don't know
no,
if he even has any. Let me see what I can find here.
no. You don't do it. You're guessing. So I'm gonna do Arnold Vosloo first. I don't think there'll be a fake account on Arnold Vosloo.
Let's hope that.
Arnold Vosloo. Oh, I think he's Vosloo. Is he? No. Oh, okay. I like how Arnold Vosloo, the mummy, comes up.
Apparently, Ben Affleck does have Instagram and Twitter.
Okay. I'm sure everybody has.
And Facebook.
All right, wait. What do you think for Ben Affleck on Twitter?
On Twitter, I'll say he's got to have just as many as Tom. So I'll say
he doesn't. He doesn't.
he doesn't.
He
He doesn't have
doesn't.
2 million people.
He's 2.8. He's below.
Oh, he's over. Or,
no,
no.
he's under because Tom was 2.9. Remember?
Oh, he was 2.9. That's right. Oh my God, he's under.
I cannot. It is our job to get a hold of him and to ask Ben how he feels about little Draco Malfoy having 100,000 more people than him on there. All right, and now what do you? I'm going to try to find it, but you guess on Insta for Ben Affleck. What do you think?
Oh, well, if he's about the same there, there's no way he's going to have 15 million people or 13 million, whatever it was on Instagram. I'll say he's got 5 million.
I'm going to let you go because right now when it comes up and knows it doesn't like it, there's not. All I'm getting is we'll figure that one out next time. I'm showing 120,000 to a fan page. I'm not showing which one he is. All right. No. Don't. All right.
I don't think Ben Affleck has a real.
I know when you were saying on Instagram
Account.
So we covered the collectability. I want to talk about we covered the celebrities, what we know. There's more to come. And again, you want to have, let's see, we're seeing the box that you're seeing on the screen, limited edition collector booster box. This is not a serialized Dragon Advantage box. This is a collector booster box. Now, of course, for those who don't know, Dragon boxes, the serialized Advantage boxes, they have better cards. They have higher insert parallel cards, guaranteed. It's just, it's as I've said before, I've never done heroin, but I imagine it's like being on heroin 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. That's what opening a Dragon box is like. It's the most, you'll never want to rip anything else again in your life other than a Dragon box. So the box says limited edition collector booster box, Wonders of the First, Call of the Stones. It says, now it's got first edition on it. So it's going to have the first edition for the Call of the Stones, right? Because that's the one thing is there's a print window for each set, and when it ends, there's no reprints, right? That's
No
it.
reprints
But
ever.
there's a first edition for each, and of course we had the Existence set. Now we have the Call of the Stones, and in this booster, over 90 foil cards. Those are the ones with, unless they change the design, little white lines going along the very edge around the side. Over 90 foil cards per box, 5+ mythic cards per box, and of course a mythic I've been watching on eBay. Those are going for a minimum about 20 for paper. So right there, that's, I mean, you get 5 mythic, you're looking at about $100 in value just in the mythics. And it's bonus, one alt art silver pack, and then it's going to be 30 packs, 12 cards, so 360 cards total that are going to be in it. So that's one thing. And it says inside each box, guaranteed one celebrity autograph or a serialized foil inside this box. So yeah, Tex, you didn't read that before. One guaranteed
No, I didn't.
auto or a serialized foil. So a serialized foil, which it's interesting they're calling it that instead of an OCM. So a serialized foil, of course, that's where we call it it's a formless foil, goes all the way to the edge. There's no border around it. And then by putting the serialization on it, that's what we call an OCM. Yep. And then
This is an OCM. Here you go. Rend OCM.
Yeah, and that's a beautiful card. So between the 5 mythics, the autograph, and the serialized foil, whatever you can get for your allocation, you need to be buying. So wait, Tex. So again, you've shifted over to Boba, and you're not collecting wonders, not because you don't love it, but because you can't afford it. After I just said that, and your eyes lit up, how many booster boxes are you going to buy with your allocation?
I will max my allocation.
Yes. What were you going to say, Tex?
No, it's interesting that there's a chance of one autograph per box. So yeah, that it'll be interesting to see how many autographers there are in this set when it all finally gets announced, because right now with the 3, just having 3 people sign doesn't seem like that's enough to get one in each box. So
sure.
I really hope they've, and I'm sure they have, because Frenchie's, this is very much in his wheelhouse and his thought pattern and everything. It'll be great to see if they have at least 1 or 2 women celebrities that embody a character. So because there are a lot of women in the set, and I'm sure they'll continue into the second set here, the Call of the Stone. So it'll be neat to see if they've grabbed a couple, at least 1 or 2 female celebrities to put into this also.
That's a good point. It's it's too high price. Obviously, your mind wanders to the Wonders universe. Wonders on my mind to the Marvel universe. And you're gonna know her name. She's just doing the T-Mobile commercials, but the one from Guardians of the Galaxy, she'd be perfect.
Zoe Sindelar.
Yeah, you think about all the characters. I mean, she's a good actress, but I could see her being one. She'd be great.
She's also an Avatar.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yep. So you could see that.
You'd be perfect for this.
Name one that's less high dollar, Tex, so that Jeff can hear you, and he's gonna literally go out and be like, sign this person. Texhooper says it's low dollar.
Hang on, I'm gonna have to Google it because I can't remember her name.
Okay, well, describe it while you're Googling it.
Oh my God, I can't remember the name of the show now. With Vision, it was the Disney Plus show. WandaVision.
Yeah. She's one of the Olsen twins, right? Or I mean, the Olsen sister.
Well, she's not the one I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of Catherine Hahn, who played a smaller character on that show, but then became a bigger character in the Marvel universe.
Was she the
after that show? Yes. And she also stars in the new show Studio that's on Apple TV.
Didn't she come from?
She's phenomenal.
Yes, didn't she come from Saturday Night Live?
She may have. Yeah, she definitely does a lot of comedy.
Now it's interesting that you see her in that way. Are do any characters come to mind, or any orbs within?
I could see her being like a witch from Sulfera or something like that.
All right, that's great. Well, Tex, it's we're sitting here talking about Wonders of the First, the big announcement. This is Slappywhyte and Texhooper talking about Wonders of the First, big announcement. Celebrities are coming to Wonders of the First. Oh, one thing before we go, I want to talk about the existence set. I
Mhm.
personally don't. I think that when okay, a couple of things. I think that the serialized advantage dragon boxes, I think they're going to have a guaranteed auto. I think each one's going to have a guaranteed auto. It's hard. Frenchie always beats our expectations. I don't think he can beat that. Like there's not going to be two autos. And watch, there's not going to be one in every dragon box, but because that's still going to be a lot. That's a couple thousand. So I'm not
Yeah.
sure they can do one in every, but I'll say one in every one. But I also am going to say I think the existence dragon boxes you can see Hobby Club ripping through them right now as fast as they can, so the supply is really diminishing. But you're not really seeing the price come up. It's classic block packs that the sellers think it's worth about 1,200. The real value is
Mhm.
around 950 to 1,000. And right after the shattering last fall, the prices briefly went up to around 1,200. They retreated, and I'm not a player, but I try to understand the players of the Wonders universe. I'm really fascinated by what they do, what they say, how they think. I love the show Radish is doing, Creators of the First, talking to these great creators, Capricorn, Be a Hero Gaming, American Texan plays, and Wonders Workshop. I love hearing these guys and how they think. These players are not buying $1,000 Dragon Box. They're not, and they're certainly not going to spend 1,500 for it. So the price is kind of stalled as you've seen collectors kind of step away from Wonders. There's not, I shouldn't say all, but just there's not as much pressure on Wonders from the collector's audience yet. So you're seeing the Dragon Boxes come down. I haven't seen what the price has done since last night's announcement, but I would be willing to bet if there was a bump, it's going to be short lived. I don't think this is going to push the dragon prices up for the existence. I think when this comes out, I still don't think the prices are going to go up. If anything, I think it'll push prices down because I think people will want this box more than that one. And
Mhm.
I think like anything, right? How does a collectible become worth a lot? It's because people don't see the value in it. And right now, it's like, is Wonders going to be here in 10 years? If Wonders is here in 10 years, no questions, right? The dragon box from existence is
Mhm.
astronomical in value. But short-term text, I mean, where do Call of Stones comes out? We released this in February or whenever it's coming out here. Is
Mhm.
that what happens to the price of existence dragon boxes?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they'll settle down. I don't think they'll ever drop below 1,000 a box. I mean, I think that's kind of set now as the base price on those. But yeah, I think the existence stuff is a long term hold at this point. Like if you're sitting on any sealed stuff, just sit on it because I think, like you said, I think obviously with Griffey coming for Boba the end of next month, Black Friday, that obviously is going to take all the oxygen out of the room
Yeah.
through Christmas, and then come January into February, it'll be the big push into Call of the Stones for what hopefully is still a February release. And then I think, it's just going to be crazy Call of the Stones for the rest of the year. But the existence will always be valuable. And I think the longer, uh, we go where existence isn't necessarily the focal point, I think the more that stuff will increase because eventually, especially the more new people that come into the game, like Tom Felton and his 15 million social media
Mhm.
followers. Like you said, if we get 1% of that, they come into the game. I mean, they're going to want all this existence stuff. They're going to want those first sets. They're going to want those cards to compete with. They're going to want to collect those mythics. So I think, towards the end of next year, maybe, third, fourth quarter next year, you might start to see the existence stuff start to bump up a little as more people come into the game and into the world of Wonders.
And just to clarify, when you say 1% of 15 million is 150,000. Imagine 150,000 people checking it out.
Yeah,
So, Tex,
yeah.
final question for you is we talked about the existence dragon boxes. What about the Call of the Stone dragon boxes, the SA, serialized advantage? You own
Mhm.
a few. What would you,
Two.
if I said I was going to buy it from you right now, I want to buy one off you. What price point does it take to pry one off you? Not what the going rate is for you. What would it take for me to buy one from you today?
I have no idea what the going rate is,
I know. So
but I just off the top of my head, I want 2 grand.
I knew you were. You know something? I should have written down on a paper and held it up because I knew that's what you were gonna say. All right, so 2 grand is what you would take. What would you take for a dragon box you hold right now? Existence
Oh,
dragon box.
ugh. For a dragon existence box. Well, I mean, we know that nobody's paying more than really
No, no, no.
$1,000 a
What would you take?
box,
Just what
but
would you take? What would you take?
I would take 2 grand. I wouldn't part for one for less than 2
For
grand.
50, you want to do 1,500?
No, no,
Okay.
suck
All right.
on it and like it.
Okay, so now the next question is the set comes out. Everybody's looking at these. Where do you think
Mhm.
the market's going to be when this comes out? Call of the Stones. Where do you think it is initially, and where do you think it is? Just
Where do
like
I think the
in
Call of the
6 months.
Stones market is?
Call of the Stones dragon boxes when they first
Once it
come
gets
out.
released, I think those easily go to 1,000 a box,
Oh,
1,500 a box easily,
oh
especially with the autographs in them.
1,000 or 1,500 because we're recording and I want you on record.
Between 1,000 and
Okay, 1,000
1,500,
and
I think
1,500.
is my some 1,200, 1,300 bucks.
Okay.
I think it'll fall somewhere in the 1,000 to 1,500 range.
Okay, and then we're a year out from existence right now. So,
Mhm.
tell me where you think it is a year out.
Where existence is a year from now?
The existence oh no. The Call of the Stone dragon box is a year out. These
Oh, a
one
year from now? I
yeah,
think they're double. I think they're double.
so you think even though the existence dragon boxes couldn't get traction and they stalled at 1,000,
Mhm.
pulled back to 1,000, you think these Call of the Stones will do what the existence dragon boxes couldn't do, and they'll double in price to 2 to 3,000 per box?
Yes, because I think what's about to happen with Wonders is what we're seeing happen with Boba, where it just explodes and literally, overnight, essentially, it becomes this huge juggernaut that just kind of gathers a life of its own, and people can't get enough of it.
Okay.
So
With
I
that
mean,
said,
just look at what's happened with the Alpha Blast. I mean, in the last week. I mean, it's incredible what that stuff's selling for. And now that people in the last couple of days are finally getting the cards in hand, I'm sure we'll be seeing them pop up on eBay soon, and people will be trading and trying to complete rainbows. And we've seen a ton new people in Boba since the National. I think the same thing is going to happen, February, March, April, through the rest of the year with Wonders.
all right. On that note, Tex, thank you for hosting today. This is Slappywhyte, Texhooper, BPX, Break Room. Thank you everybody for joining us.